Hello students, I myself Professor M. N. Jadhav from KK Polytechnic Nasik, Faculty in Electronics and Telecommunications Department. Today we will go for the different turn-on methods of thyristors, or it is also called as the different SCR triggering methods. What is thyristor? That is the basic concept we will learn here. A thyristor is a solid-state semiconductor bistable switching device which operates in two stable modes as conducting and non-conducting states. The thyristor family is from semiconductor devices and consists of four alternating layers as P and N type substrate. The SCR is a member of thyristor family. Thyristors have lower on-state losses and high power handling capabilities as compared to power transistors. However, they have low switching speed and higher switching losses and are mostly used in high power circuit. The diagram shows the basic symbol of SCR and the construction of SCR, which having three terminals: anode, gate and cathode. Now we will learn what are the different turn-on methods for these thyristors or SCRs. Generally, a thyristor turns on by increasing its anode current. This can be achieved using many ways. These turn-on techniques depends on various parameters of a thyristor and the characteristics for their specific applications. The methods are: first one, will go for high voltage triggering methods. In this, the triggering is done by increasing the forward anode to cathode voltage, which is greater than its forward breakdown voltage. Then the thyristor junction will break and this results a large current flow which will turn the thyristor into its conducting state. The second method of triggering is gate current triggering method. When the thyristor is in forward bias conditions, that is, its anode terminal voltage is greater than its cathode terminal voltage, then simply by applying a positive gate voltage with respect to cathode terminal, we can make the device on. That is called as gate triggering method. Then the third method is thermal triggering method. In this, basically the heat is considered and this heat can switch a thyristor into its conduction state. In this, when the temperature is high enough, then it will produce the electron hole pairs, which results the increase in the leakage current of the thyristor, and this type of turn on is normally avoided actually because they causes the thermal runaway. The concept of thermal runaway causes the maximum losses in the circuits. The next method is light triggering method. This is just like the photodiode, that if the light or the photons they reaches the junction of thyristor, the device again produces the hole and electron pairs, and these electron hole pairs result the increase in current flow and ultimately switching the thyristor into its conduction state. The next method is dV by dt triggering method. This method is nothing but the rate of change of voltage with respect to time. As we know that the junctions have capacitance. If the anode to cathode voltage we are increasing, then the rate is sufficiently high, then this may causes the capacitor junction to turn the thyristor into its conduction state. However, they have a maximum allowable limit for the dV by dt in dV by dt techniques. After this, we will go the different firing circuits of the SCR. The SCR firing circuits consist of something resistor firing circuits, resistance capacitor firing circuits and UJT firing circuits. This figure indicates the resistance firing circuit. The circuit consists of the resistance and through this resistance we can fire the SCR. So in this circuit, the operation consists of during positive half cycle, the resistance R2 applies the gate current to the SCR and makes it on. This SCR remains on until the anode current is equal to the holding current of the SCR, and it will switch off when the voltage applied is 0. So the load current becomes 0 and SCR goes in off state. In this circuit, the diode it is used to protect the gate drive circuit from reverse gate voltage during the negative half cycle of the AC input signal. Also, the resistance R1 limits the current flowing through the gate terminal, and its value is such that the gate current should not be exceed the maximum current value. But the method having one disadvantage is that we can make the triggering angle between 0 to 90 degree only. This drawback is overcome in resistance capacitance firing circuit. Now this is a circuit which is also called as RC firing circuit. In this circuit we can control the firing of the SCR between the limit 0 to 180 degree. The RC triggering circuit consists of two diodes with an RC network connected to the gate terminal of the SCR. By varying the variable resistance, the triggering of the firing angle is controlled in a full positive half cycle of the input signal. During positive half cycle of the input, the SCR becomes forward bias and the capacitor starts charging through the variable resistance to the triggering voltage value of the SCR. When the capacitor charges fully, then that voltage is applied to the gate of the SCR to make it on. In these circuits, the diode D1 prevents the negative voltage between the gate and the cathode terminal during the negative half cycle of the input. After this, we will go for the next firing circuit, which is called as UJT firing circuit. UJT means unijunction transistor. This is the pulse triggering circuit of the SCR, and using this method, the power dissipation at the gate terminal of the SCR is limited as the UJT produces the pulses of UJT. Here, the RC network is connected to the emitter terminal of the UJT, which forms the timing circuit. This timing circuit consists of the resistor and the capacitors. The capacitor is fixed while the resistance is variable, and hence the charging rate of the capacitor depends on the variable resistance value. How this operates? When the voltage is applied, the capacitor starts charging through the resistor, and by varying the value of this resistor, we can change the charging and discharging of the capacitors. Once the capacitor voltage is equal to its peak value of the UJT, it starts conducting and hence produces the pulses at the output. These pulses are used for the triggering of the SCR. The pulses output at the base terminal 1 of the UJT, they are used to turn on the device at the predetermined time intervals. Using UJT firing circuits, we can minimize the various power losses for the firing of the SCR. Thank you.